Okay, I'm going to keep working some more of these. These I'm going to actually use the box method, which, as you've heard, I don't like quite as much, but some people like it a lot better. I'm also going to point out how to do this on the calculator with the factors if you need that help as well. So let's take a look at box method on this one. So what we're going to do is start off with our box. And we always just write the first one down and the last one down. All right, now later on when we get a number in front of x squared, like 2x squared, what we do is we'd go 2 times 15 and write that number down here. Right now we just end up writing this number down here, 15 x squared, but all we're really interested in right now is the 15. All right, so we have to look for factors of 15 that when we add them up equal negative 8. Okay, so we're going to go 1 and 15, 2 doesn't go into 15, and 3 times 5, and 4 doesn't go into 15, so the next number is 5. So we know that's all of our factors. So some of those, when we add them, equal 8. Well, 3 plus 5 equals 8. But to get it to be negative, they're both going to need to be negative, because negative 3 times negative 5 also equals 15. So we're going to go negative 3x and negative 5x. Okay, on the box method, here there's a couple more steps now. So what can I divide into both of these? I can divide an x into both of those. What can I divide into both of these? I can divide a 3 into both of those. And since this is negative, I'm going to keep that negative sign. And then up here, what can I divide into both of these? X. And what can I divide into both of these? 5. And since that's negative, I'm going to keep that negative sign. So when we go to put our factors, our binomials here, we have x minus 3 and x minus 5. But again, on these simple ones, when we don't have something in front of the x squared, all we would have to have done is written x and x, and then our two factors right here, minus 3 and minus 5. So it doesn't really help us all that much to do this box method yet. But when we start adding a number here, this method's going to be a lot easier. So I'm going to show it to you a few times, because later on we're really going to want to use it. All right, so let's take a look at this one. So we have we just write down our x squared and our 18, and we want factors of 18 that when we add them equal 11. So we'll go ahead and show you on the calculator here. If you don't remember how to do factors of 18, so we go into y equals, and remember we go 18 divided by x. And so our factors are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, and 4 doesn't go in evenly, and 5 doesn't go in evenly, so 6 and 3 we already have. So that's all of them. So we're looking for factors of 18 that when we add them equal 11. So that's going to be 9 and 2. So we have 2x and 9x. And because this is plus, we need them both to be positive, just like we did. So, what goes into both of these? X. What goes into both of these? 9. And since this is positive, it's going to be positive. What goes into both of these? X. What goes into both of those? 2. And since this is positive, that's going to be positive. And we just write those down. X plus 9 and x plus 2. But again, all we had to do is put our x's here, and then we found our factors of 18, that when I add them equal 11, and I just write those down. I'm actually going to skip down to some where we have a negative here and take a look at this one. So here we go. Because this is a little different with the box method. So we have our x squared and our negative 54. So we're looking at negative 54. And the factors of negative 54. Factors of 54 that when we subtract them, because they're going to be different signs to make it negative, when we subtract them equal 3. Alright, so if I need my calculator, it's okay. 54. And go to my table. So my factors of 54 are 1 and 54, 2 and 27, 3 and 18. Looking for ones that when I subtract them equal 3, 6 and 9. So when I subtract those, I'm going to get 3. So my signs have to be different, and I need the bigger sign to be positive. The 9 is going to be plus, and the 6 is going to be negative. Minus 6x and 9x. It doesn't matter which one you put where. So what can I divide into both of these? X. What can I divide into both of these? 9. And you keep this sign, so it's going to be plus. I can divide x into both of these. And I can divide 6 into both of these. But we're going to keep that sign, so that's going to be negative. So it's x plus 9 and x minus 6. Again, though, we could have just got x on both of these, find the factors of 54, that when I subtract them, because the signs are going to be different, equal positive 3. And we would have done the same thing. Just put our plus 9 and our minus 6. I know I'm skipping around a little bit, but let's do one more with the box method. Let's use this one here. I haven't shown that one yet with the other method. So if we go x squared minus 56, so we put that one here and this one there, and then we need something that's going to equal 1x, or 1, right? So we're looking for factors of 56 that when I subtract them equals positive 1. Negative 56. So one's going to be positive, one's going to be negative. So factors of 56 are 1 and 56, 2, 28, 3 doesn't go into it, 4 goes into it 14 times, 5 doesn't go into it, 6 doesn't go into it, 7 and 8. And again, you can use a calculator if you need to. Just use 56. You have all your factors. Now, the signs need to be different to make this negative. So I need the bigger one to be positive. So the 8 is going to be positive and the 7 is going to be negative. So negative 7x, positive 8x. So what can go into both of these? X can go into both of these. 7, and I'm going to keep this sign so it's negative. Can go into both of these. X can go into both of these. 8, and this is positive, so I'm going to keep that sign. So x minus 7, x plus 8. But again, we could have just gone x and x, and once we found this number, we can just plug it in here. Again, we're only really showing you this because when we start adding a number in front, this method's going to be a lot easier. This other method's very difficult like that. All right. So that's the end of this video.